Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Campaign 2, Episode 37, Talks Machina, Dangerous Liaisons. We have the card. I did notice, I didn't watch the first part. I went right to the card 8 minutes in, a little further than usual, but I'm wondering if it's because they explain something new is happening. I didn't think too much about it until now, but there looked like there was just Travis in the chair. And it didn't look like the couch. It almost looked like they were doing a one-on-one. It looked different. Now, I could have just seen an image of something they were doing as a joke, or maybe somebody's late, so they were playing a prank or a goof. I don't know. But I kind of want to be blind, even though they might have explained it, and I probably should watch it, and maybe it would explain everything I'm saying right now, but I half want to just jump in and see what it's like. It's Travis. I did see it was Travis and Brian. I don't exactly remember how episode 37 ended because we immediately jumped in at episode 38 on the live stream. For the first time ever, we had, I believe, the shortest episode of all time. And this episode coming up, episode 38, is also very short. So it worked out where we could do an hour of 37 and the beginning of 38. And then I'm going to do part 1, Patreon hour, part 2 after this. It'll sum up episode 38. And then Friday, we're going to start episode 39. So for the first time ever, we'll be starting a live stream with an episode instead of ending one. Whereas last week we ended and started one. Either way, let's just jump in, see what we got. I'll talk more at the end. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest, the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode, dozens of other shows. Go check it out. If not, jump again. Campaign 2, episode 37, Talks Machina. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, now there's sound. Now there's sound. Let me crank it to an 86.
Yep.
I'm sorry for that.
Well,
We're back.
What did he do?
We have some crit roll stats from our friends
That's still a little loud.
Crit
roll stats.
Let's put it through here.
Jesus Christ. Zach.
Sam
none of
Regal.
those.
Nope.
None of those.
Another one.
There
it
you
is.
go. Wow.
I like the Sam
we
Regal
got
one with the
there,
party hat.
fam.
What is that in the
Hey,
background?
let's fly in some coffee for the old
Is that a TV?
TD.
I love that Sam was an option.
I love Sam in
Yeah,
a
Sam was
party
an
hat.
yeah, Sam in a
Pops up.
party
Put that
hat.
up again, Chief.
Where's like a,
What was
where's-
Sam in a
where's
party
the
hat?
unicorn that farts rainbows? That's all I want.
Put him back in my...
Where's Sam?
Checks
Sam is gonna be
blades
like,
mount
Oh my
up.
God.
Look at that. Hey, that's the outfit he
terrifying.
wears
Birthday
in the
Sam.
thumbnails
Birthday Sam.
we
Hey
use for the
guys,
episodes.
crit roll stats are here. Ford Fajordi
Yes.
has cast Disguise Self 21 times and has
Fajordi.
made 20 deception checks over the course of the campaign. That's
All right.
a lot.
Successful or just deception?
20 text
check.
blades
Just
mount
those
up.
checks,
Look at
yeah.
that.
Wow. So I have done it every time I use Mask of Many Faces except for once.
So you pretty much.
So it really is just Ford.
it's important to you to
I wasn't
be
sure if I was incorrect.
incognito.
Yeah.
Incognito.
We're going to get into more of that. But first, a question from Eva Kuchin. Travis, this one's for you.
The rest of them are for me.
The rest of them are for Danny.
Travis, this
Hey,
question
isn't
is
this
for
cool?
you. Oh, by the way, new shirts
that?
coming out.
Instead of a fire
I
tail,
got
that's,
tons of new
That's the
shirts you're
water.
going to
that's a
start
school of
seeing.
fish.
Is it?
This show
I think that's what it's called with
is
a
on
bunch of fish
Patreon
in here.
only right now.
But instead of
We're
doing
up to
like a little
episode 8.
fireside chat with you, we did one under the
almost
sea.
done with season 1 already.
We can't sing it. We can't sing
Book
it.
1.
I
Book
can't.
1.
We can
I
only
won't
sing
get the
one
notes
line
right,
before we
so-
get sued.
Okay.
Travis,
We can only
stop fucking
sing
around,
that.
dude. Eva
They're
has a
probably
question.
not wrong.
Eva asks, did you guys go goth pirate outfit shopping together, or did everyone already just have those fabulous clothes lying around?
Oh God, fuck the rest
From
of my
the-
castmates, right in their stupid faces.
That happened the night before we left.
Well, so the day after the show, the day after the Thursday before, after we had cut, I think Marisha or Liam or somebody was like, we should be fucking pirates. We should be pirates. And I'm like, no, we're not being fucking pirates. All right, I'm shitting the bed on this sailing stuff. We're not making fun of the thing that I can't even do well yet.
Look at Travis.
And then like the whole week went by, and Liam sent like a couple pictures from his place where he was trying to
Travis
get
is
his
having no part.
his outfit together. And I was like, you're not seriously doing this, are you? And he was
I
like,
noticed
am."
Travis was the
Really?
least
So I
dressed
asked
up.
Marisha, and she was like, "Yeah."
He
I
had,
mean, think
like, a shirt. That was it.
What was the quote? Seafaring casual.
Seafaring casual.
Nothing about what they're
I did notice that. I don't think I said it during
seafaring
the live stream, but he
That
had
doesn't
like
come to mind when
just
I
a
think
shirt,
of it.
like
Allison
a
asked
sailorish looking
the
shirt.
Tuesday before we left on Wednesday, and was like, "Are we really doing this?" And Marisha, Liam, and a few others were like, "Yep." And we're like, "Well, we don't have anything," so it was like last minute runs to the Halloween stores and finding what we could.
Taliesin also brought
Oh,
10 coats.
I think you checked the whole of their chest of like clothing.
Yeah,
well,
you did.
Taliesin
when you've been
brought
alive
10.
for
I could
19
honestly
centuries,
see that.
Brian,
It is told to me
do
that
amass
Taliesin
quite a
is
bit.
quite
Yeah.
the Renaissance
hoarder.
man.
Travis, another one for you. No, I'm not going to do that every time. I promise.
I think you should. It'd be a great supercut later.
I
For
saw
1
Steve,
hour, we're just gonna
our
have-
director
all right,
of
up next is
photography,
Travis.
he reaching for his keys. He's like, you know what?
Those weren't keys.
This ain't worth it. Those weren't
No,
keys.
those are cyanide
That
pills.
was pepper spray. Yeah. Cooey
Cyanide pills.
48 asks, how much time did it actually take you to compile the Idiot's Guide to Sailing?
It took longer than it probably should have. It took longer than I spent figuring out sailing for my backstory. My shame motivated
no
me
time.
to make that. I actually hit up Ashley first because she's got some knowledge. Her family's got some sailing in their blood.
Yep.
And she sent me these 4 texts that were super long with, she's like, essential names of knots. And then like sailing terminology, parts of the boat,
Really?
stuff like that. And I was like, oh God, I can't scroll through this on the show. I should start a list. And so I did that. And then I just looked up pictures of
Hey,
ships, not boats.
way to be.
Ships.
That's how you gotta do
And there
it.
were these 2 great like Google images with
Find
arrows
your
pointing and everything.
method
So I was
and then
like,
study.
fuck it.
Oh, yeah, just put that in.
Print out a sheet, and then I had the list, and then I looked in Wikipedia like sailing terms, and it is fucking alphabetized.
Whoa.
So I just printed that whole damn thing. Whoa. And then I was at Kinko's, and I had time to spare, and I put in alphabetical dividers just to really complete the.
Beautiful. I was
Thank you.
genuinely
Yeah.
impressed by it.
Thank you.
Honestly,
A lot of detail.
I had to choose a font for the cover page.
It
What
sounds
did you choose? Papyrus, my
like he
favorite?
just
I
took a
looked
bunch
at
of
it
things and made
seriously for a
one,
moment,
and that
but it
probably
was
is
hard
what
to
he
do.
did.
Yeah.
But he
it
did
got
it,
a
and
little
it sounds
distorted. I forget
beautiful.
what I chose. It was like
He
Algerian
did all the
or
work.
something.
Yeah.
I forget
Now
what
he's
it
got a nice little
Don't at me,
guide.
by the way. Papyrus is dog shit.
Papyrus.
is.
Travis and Brian from Toaster Posey.
What is it?
They
Toaster
pose like a
Posey?
toaster? Am I
Toaster
Buster
Posey?
Posey? Buster
Parker Posey?
Parker Posey.
Toaster Parker?
Toaster Posey.
Bugs Bunny?
They broke us.
Travis and Brian.
I know Parker
Since you're both
Posey.
sports
Toaster
people.
Posey.
Okay, well, hold on.
Yeah, you are.
Well, okay,
That is
You ran
true.
track and you
Toaster
like you're
Posey.
super fast and
Is
you
it like
played
a toaster
football.
that
Yeah,
poses?
but like,
or Parker
you know-
Posey reference?
But yeah,
You played
a
football?
little bit. I did for a
Did they
couple
break
years.
you?
Huh?
Did they break you?
No, I
Did
played
they
hockey
break
for
you?
7 years.
See,
That was the
that's
fun one
legit.
because I was
Listen
so
to Danny
thin
making
and
fun of
so
Brian for
fast.
being a
Nobody
skinny
could hit me,
man.
but when they did, it
they
sucked. It sucked bad. Everybody would be like, "Man, it's like just slamming plywood against a wall." But sports, like, I mean, I watch Cowboys games.
Yep.
It's like
You know,
smashing
obviously-
MMA
plywood
fan?
against the
Oh yeah, I
wall.
do love the UFC. A little bit of baseball, but you know, I like basketball.
So sports person.
So
I am
since
quite
you're
the
both
sports
sports
person.
people, from
Hockey
home it
is
feels
the
like
least
CR
sport I
Live shows
watch.
have a
Nothing
playoff
against it.
sports
I just
atmosphere.
didn't really
Does it
grow
feel
up
that
with
way
it.
to you? Do you get that kind
would
of
probably
energy from the
go
crowd?
Oh my
Football,
God. I mean, that
UFC,
crowd is.
MMA, basketball.
It's not like anything
baseball.
else. I think it's probably what
multiple other things.
professional wrestlers feel like because you
Professional wrestling is down at the bottom too, only because I wasn't
I felt like
introduced
I was
to
the
a
fucking
whole
Rock.
lot of it growing
Like,
up.
just
Oh, yeah.
walking out in that damn pirate jacket and hearing you just kind of go deaf, like you redline when they go that loud.
It does reach a critical mass
Yeah.
where it becomes a wall of sound.
Yeah,
This was bigger theater than we had at Gen Con.
Yeah, by a few hundred folks, and
Yeah.
it was. I mean, they were just as raucous, which we love. I mean, it's our D&D game, and people are losing their minds, and
I know.
we're that's great. We get just as hyped as they are, but I can tell you for a fact that backstage we were all like, nobody was
I love
standing
that.
still.
No.
You know, we might
It
as well
looks
have
like
been
a
in that
Critical Role
tunnel.
die
we were
over
bumping
there
music and
next
like
to the
hanging
grog
in there.
tankard.
Yeah, we did.
When Travis see over there. That thing was pretty cool.
Did a cheers?
Yeah, there's a
Nice,
good shot
20.
right there.
Yeah, I can't repeat what I said.
I dig it.
That's right.
I like it. I don't know what purpose
And
it
then,
serves, but it looks
yeah,
cool.
it's, you know what? I love it because I get to get out there before all of you guys. I get to look in everyone's eyes. You can't see anyone, it's too dark. But I get to look out there and I get to have people yell like, cabbage, you know, and then
Get off the stage.
No, but it's amazing because It's literally a sea of the happiest people. It's like if everyone in the room, their team won.
Yeah.
Or was up by 25. Like everyone's.
I remember in the few moments where my heart wasn't hammering in my ears because Mercer was trying to seduce me. I looked out into the audience in moments that I thought were maybe like a lull, just to see if people in the back, right, were maybe like dozing off or whatever because they were farther away.
Right.
And I just saw the most engaged faces, even towards the back. So that was really encouraging. I mean, I don't know why I ever doubted it. You could do one thing and everybody caught it.
Completely.
Oh, so good.
I was up in the balcony with Momlin the whole time watching it. It was the best. She was just holding a
Momlin,
little spoon the whole time.
Scanlon's mother.
She would laugh at stuff and shake
Sam
like
Riegel's
this,
mother.
and oh my God, she just stole the
Momlin.
show. Can you believe
I gotta
we got
go
her to
watch the
to
beginning.
ask
You
her
guys
what
told me
time
there's
it
like
is?
a whole thing.
So a couple days, I'll just tell a story real quick. A couple days before, Sam was like, what do we do with my mom at the live show? I was like, well, let's bring her up, So we brought her up during the VIP Q&A, and she sat on the stage and answered some questions and stuff. And then for the live show, I said, what if when we come back from the break, we bring her on and everybody can wave and take pictures or whatever, and then she can ask somebody, ask a question or whatever. And so he was like, we should have her ask Matt a question. What should it be? And I immediately wrote back like,
Oh, yeah.
what time is it? He goes, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then right before the show, we briefed her and told her what was going on. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, it's gonna kill.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
It'll slay.
You don't have to understand it. I don't have time to explain Overwatch to you, but it's gonna kill. She's like, okay, that's all I do is ask him what time. I'm like, yep. And then just take it in after
See it on
that.
her face too. When it hit, she was like,
I
did it right?
She's like,
know of
yeah,
Overwatch,
yeah,
but I haven't played a whole lot of
And
it, so I
Matt
don't get
said
the
it,
reference.
you can't say no to that face.
No.
Yeah, that was such a
I'm sure
great
she thought
crowd.
it was like full of sexual innuendo,
She probably
knowing
thinks
Sam.
it was dirty.
I mean, he was like gyrating and like hip pumping behind her. I'm
God.
like, that is your mother. Are you serious?
No respect.
No.
No respect.
Let's see if I can find.
I
any
definitely
good
gotta
ones for
go back
Travis
and check
here.
that out.
Mike Thomas Swain
Some of the
says,
people in the live stream
with
were
all
saying
this
we should go
knowledge
back,
of
but
your
then I
patron
think we
coming up
started
in a
episode
flash,
38
is this
and I
rush
totally
of information frightening or exciting?
Yes. To both those things. Definitely exciting. A little frightening just because of the scope of it. I think I was prepared to like find out what creature lied behind Ford's gifts, like who his patron was going to be. The magnitude of the suggestions that were dropped, or the hints, are pretty fucking big. And the whole ocean sequence, the controlling of the ocean was. That was a lot.
I hope we get a question
there was a
about
lot
the relation
going
of
on there. I think
Molly
that's partially
with the
why he tried to
eyes.
keep it to himself, because he didn't
Tattoos,
quite know
eyes,
like where he stood
all-seeing,
with that, right? Was he a fan of
all-knowing.
it? Was he all about it? Was he like, I gotta figure some way out of this. I gotta kill this wench and get this damn orb out of my chest and make all this shit stop. But I'm pumped. For me, I mean, to control the ocean, holy shit.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's gonna come in handy.
Extreme
if you stay out
power,
there.
like
I mean, think how
beyond
fast we'll
extreme.
travel.
But I mean, it is,
Oh yeah.
Just like
That would-
perpetual
granted,
wave.
it is
like,
extreme, but it is
right?
only involving
That's
the
like some- that's like
ocean.
I
Or
was
could he
very serious
manipulate
with
Put
my
airships out of
water.
business because
Yeah.
Like, there's other
Fajori's
things you could
ocean
do with
liner
water.
is gonna be
or
like
is it just
express.
ocean?
That's dope as shit.
I mean, it's still
Word.
The
ridiculous.
Fajordi seaman will get you there.
Majority semen. What is with
didn't phrase
the
that properly.
television? With
Hey,
the
Miss Ginny in a
oceany-looking
bottle has a question. Oh,
background?
that's Aki.
I have to
Aki,
go see the beginning
thank
of
you
this to
so
understand
much
it,
for
I
what you
guess.
sent us inside my mug right now. Thank you
Coffee.
very much.
Coffee.
Coffee from Colombia.
Yeah.
Travis.
I guess
this
Aki
one's
sent
also
them
for
some
you.
whiskey
How
or
excited
something.
are you to be delving
wonder
into
what he
Ford's
puts
backstory
in
in
his-
such
in his-
depth this
I
early into
put
the
whiskey in
campaign?
my
Are you
coffee.
nervous
I wonder
about
if he did
Ford's
that.
ability to cope with the potential his burgeoning powers have?
Yes, I'm super nervous. I don't think anybody wants to hop into their backstory first. I think everybody just wants to see everybody else go. Yeah,
I think
like the first few episodes, everybody was
He has the
playing
most mysterious one, though.
not
We
know
know
too much
enough
about me
about
too
the other
quickly.
people where I
Y'all were playing
kind
that
of
for a
see
long
a,
time.
It's a long
path, I
game,
guess.
right? We watched Sam Riegel and Scanlon trick Vecna. I mean, you gotta appreciate the
Right.
long con.
Vecna.
Yeah, you don't ever want to be the first one, just in case it doesn't go well, and then you didn't get to have your character be around for everybody else's stuff. Because I mean, here's the thing, backstory is great and all. Matt doesn't make it super safe or easy.
Nope.
So there's no guarantee that just because we're in my backstory, that means that I'm going to survive it.
That's true.
Or be around. And I was curious to see higher warlock levels. No, I'm very optimistic about this.
Okay, good. You better be.
Yeah.
Feel the optimism.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
feel it. My confidence is overpowering.
Very secure.
Yeah, very secure. I was a
I
little hesitant
wonder,
at first
you guys
just
might have told me
because,
this, but Travis
I wanted
looks
to
like he
try and
actually played football. He's a
figure
big
him out
dude.
more and
He's not
and
just like
maybe get a
muscular.
little,
He's like
in
he
a
looks
higher level
tall
place
as
and
hell.
just get a little bit more
He looks like
comfortable, but
like he
it
might
seems
have
kind of
played like
appropriate,
tight end
at
or
least from my
something
perspective,
in
for Ford, who's
college.
again thrown into a situation
got,
that
like,
he
a
really
tight end
has
look.
no experience and no control over, to just all of a sudden be like shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Right. In a scenario where he's like, I'll be prepared. I'll do the homework first. I'll be safe and careful about it. And it's just none of that.
If you hadn't have done the first campaign, including thinking, like 115 episodes, right?
Sure.
And you tried this character to start off with this kind of these complexities
Yeah.
as your first character, that would have been
Oh.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it would have gone well. I think I would have been dead instantly.
Probably.
Yeah, only because I watched other characters be squishy did I know that rushing into something with the sort of character that I have would have been terrible. So Ford would have been dead real fast, real fast, and I also don't think I would have
Everything's
made this
good
involved
in
with
the
a
hood.
character,
I just
right?
want to make sure.
Because you
my
don't know what
voice.
to you didn't know what to
Hello?
expect
No.
in the full arc at that
feel like
point
it's not
because
as loud as
it
usual.
was still very week to week.
I give up on
Yeah, like
everything
I
ever.
assume that a lot of people's backstories are very detailed and intricate on their own, and they were given to Matt. I like when Matt gets his hands in the food and starts to fuck with it a little bit. He does it anyway.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a good character place to come from to genuinely not know some
I'm
of
gonna
that
kill
stuff.
this down one
So
point.
I want to
Just
find out
because
as much about it as
I feel like they're
possible,
louder
but,
than me.
You know, I think it would have made it much simpler if I hadn't played.
have the same
before,
settings,
the same way I did
just
the first one.
looks
Not
weird.
that it would have been low intelligence, but Jesus.
I know.
Jesus.
Yeah, running in that squishy.
a boy, and two parents that love me. You know, real simple.
The perfect backstory.
Yeah, there's a dog that's waiting for me at home.
No.
Yeah,
That dog would be so sad.
that's true.
Danny's triggered.
Danny
Hey,
hates you now. Look
CD88
at
has
these
a question.
fish.
CBD8.
The greens and the blues.
CBD8.
I'm assuming because of the
When you
episode
went
at
into the
hand,
second
we have
campaign
C
playing a warlock with
background.
a mysterious patron, what were your expectations for what Ford's patron would end up being? Now that you've learned a little bit about Ukoto, how the fuck do I say
Ukatoa.
it?
Ukatoa.
Ukatoa?
Ukatoa.
Ukatoa.
See, I tried to ask him too, but there's a dash in there somewhere.
That's
It's
the
an apostrophe.
dash is what it's like.
Ukatoa.
Is it apostrophe?
Apostrophe,
That's what I meant.
UK apostrophe O-T-O-A.
Did Matt say apostrophe, or did
Yeah,
he say
he
dash?
said he spelled it out for you guys.
Agree to disagree.
He spelled it out for you guys.
He did.
That's why I don't remember.
How
When people rattle off,
passive-aggressive,
people
Dan.
rattle off
Dude,
their phone
I
numbers.
worked on those captions. I know what Matt said.
You know. That's true. She did. I have
Danny,
no argument, and
don't
I apologize.
question Danny.
What are your initial thoughts?
Travis
about what
isn't
Matt was
questioning her.
created
He's
for?
basically saying,
That one.
Holy shit.
If he said it, I didn't
think.
listen.
And the reason I don't
Pretty
remember
honest,
is because when
'cause
people
that's
rattle off their phone numbers or
logical
spell
reason.
their names, right, and they list single letters or numbers.
You
one
guys
after
see
each
I'm
other,
big with
I get
subtitles
lost after the
and
third
the
one
spellings.
every time.
I'll remember the
explain yourself.
spellings.
I
I
am,
just have the
yeah,
hardest
I
time
am.
pronouncing it.
He feels
But
the
I'll
need. He
check the
feels,
spelling
he
and
feels
remember the
attacked.
spelling, and then
No, let him speak his
There's
piece,
always
and then you'll get
multiple
your
ways
turn.
something can
Definitely
be said.
attack Travis Willingham.
Yeah, totally. You can see it in our eyes.
Yeah.
I was expecting some sort of water-based creature, not having taken a deep dive into the monster manual or the DM's guide or any of those things, because I like to be surprised. I know that we faced a giant kraken, so I thought maybe it'd be a kraken. I
That's what I was
know
thinking,
there's
more
like a
towards
thing
that.
called an aboleth, but I don't know what it looks like.
Aboleth?
I was kind of hoping for some giant like fucking fantasy shark, like a megalodon or something.
Ooh, yeah, like a three-headed shark attack. I watch
Yeah.
all
I dig
those
that.
movies.
Yeah,
on
or
Netflix.
like a very benevolent
Starfish.
ocean water seal, or otter.
Oh,
That would
okay.
be adorable.
Right? And, but,
I
like,
thought he was
really
gonna go with
big.
like
And he, like,
Starro
picked you up and he
from
was like,
Suicide
and when
Squad.
he eats, he's like,
Oh
Something
my
like
God.
a giant
What if it was
starfish
like,
with
have
an
you seen
eye,
Avatar: The Last Airbender?
eye in the hand.
What if
No.
it was like, damn it, feels like the sea lion, the lion turtle at the
Are you talking
end.
about the? Wait, are you
Giant
talking about the movie or are you
lion
talking about the
That
TV?
thing
No,
is
TV
massive.
show.
We're
though.
gonna be talking
I had
about
to
the
ask
movie.
because I saw that in the theater and I wished I had.
The lion turtle was at
Talking
the
about
end.
the TV
It
show.
had that weird
There's
animation
a lion turtle
style.
at the end of it, and
I've
he's
reacted
great,
to
and I think
all
that would
3
be a really
seasons
cool
on
thing.
He's
Page
really
away.
big though, and
Yes.
like slow, and I need somebody quick and agile. You know,
Yeah.
which most otters are.
But he teaches Aang so much.
That thing is
Anyway.
enormous,
Sorry.
though. I remember
Save it
Aang
for your
being like
Avatar after
super
show
tiny
that's coming out
compared to
on,
its head.
Alpha or something.
Avatar commentary.
Travis, Galaxy Cleric has a question for you. How does Ford feel knowing that there are others that have dreams like him and knowing a bit more about this entity that talks to him in those dreams?
So happy. Ford so happy. Me so happy. Me going to talk in
I don't know why you're doing that.
Tarzan talk
Yeah,
now.
you're being
for the rest of these questions. I was amped because I hadn't heard
So
from
happy.
Homeboy in a while.
The
right?
way he
Like,
was saying it
been
almost
kind of
sounded like
quiet
he was
combo.
doing something else.
It just gave a good framework to it too, and actually a very natural sort of RP moment with that character. Cool to hear that she heard it as well. Hopefully she's not lying.
I like the water in the
I've been
background.
thinking about that a little bit. The fact that it led to another conversation was really encouraging because as smart as I think I am, when you just hear 4 or 5 words muttered by themselves, you don't really have a lot of fucking context about what that means.
Right.
So I felt like, especially with this past dream, there was a lot more context, a lot more flavor. Like it sparked new ideas about what the fuck any of that means or what I'm supposed to do. There was a lot of just kind of like pointing in the dark and hoping that I was pursuing the right thing to try to gain knowledge on it. But I think he's genuinely excited to have someone that has.
Are we
shared
gonna have
in the
that
same
TV
sort
every
of,
episode? Because I kind of dig it.
What do you
It's
call it? Fuckeredly
mesmerizing me.
experiences.
Fuckerdly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Fuckeredly
But I also don't
experience.
think he trusts her because if his
I
abilities
just
are
love
fantastic
Brian's
and powerful
reactions.
to him,
Yes,
then he
fuckeredly,
certainly doesn't trust
exactly.
anyone else with that sort of gift without knowing them more.
How well would he have to know them?
They would definitely have to sleep together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works for me. Oh boy. She's over there fanning herself.
Lord have mercy.
Swoon.
Let's give away some
She's
free shit,
swooning.
Lord have mercy.
Mercer,
Yeah, free shit.
Our first
Free
giveaway
shit.
tonight.
Gift of the week.
reach out with that.
Give of the week. The last couple have been sunshine and rainbows in the heart of Jay.
Our winner
Sam's not the only one that can sing.
for episode 37 of Campaign 2 was sent in by Carmel Day. Carmel Day?
Carmel.
Carmel Day.
Carmel Day.
I want it to be Carmel.
Let's take a look.
Carmel Day. Sailing
geez.
101 with special
Oh,
guest
special
teacher.
guest
Good
teacher.
morning,
No,
class.
no,
Let's see what we have learned. What is it called when
is it called when
pirates
pirates
have to negotiate?
Is it,
Parfait.
like a parfait?
Why is it so like
You're actually trying to
computerized?
answer.
Yeah.
It almost looks like an old school
That's a cool
video
star.
game. Was that intentional? It's pretty cool.
This is so good. I love this one.
The name. Tell Bo to activate the windlass.
And
I go over and smack Yasha's ass.
Yeah.
Yar! Yo ho.
Yo ho.
Beauregard, that is not
Beauregard,
appropriate.
that's
You
not
get detention. I think we all need to do a lot of studying, except Sam. He gets a
star.
gold star.
Yep, that flask was
There it
great.
is.
That was awesome.
Thanks,
Full of
Momlin. Oh, that was
full of
Momlin.
disgusting,
See, I didn't
just
know that
water
was
like this.
Momlin.
Garbage.
Right?
I
Like
didn't
this.
realize.
Just
There you
water.
go. I have a feeling.
Congrats to
I could
you,
be
Carmel. You have won.
It
I
could
thought
be,
you were gonna throw that at me. You have won these Vox Machina and Mighty
self-explanatory,
Nine
and maybe I'm
pins. These
speaking
are
the obvious,
special
but I feel like they
editions.
were doing it choppy like that intentionally
yeah.
to be like an old school video game or
awesome.
something. It looked like
Take
one
it
of
out
those
of the light. Yeah,
computer
they're really
games
nice.
you played
I was gonna
back
wear
in the
one tonight,
late
but-
90s.
This kind of mess with my nipple piercings. Remember, if you want to win one of our weekly contests, you can do
That is
so
the second
by
time
emailing
in
your
about a
GIF or
month
fan art
that
to
he's talked about his
submit
nipple piercings.
at
And I don't see
voxmachina.com.
that being possible
on.
because he wears tight shirts, and I feel like you'd see the nipple piercings.
Submit.
I can't help but think he's lying,
The
but he
power.
said it enough
Yeah,
times
it's the only button
where
he
I
gets
feel
right
like
every
it's
time.
legit.
Control oceans and that.
But we're halfway because gift of the week is always halfway.
Caroline the
point.
Geek. Travis, can we get a small amount of Ford's internal monologue during that one-on-one with the captain?
oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Oh, with
shit,
Avantika.
shit, don't come over here, don't come over here.
The one-on-one with Avantika.
Yeah, when Mercer's like, she stands up and comes around the desk, I was like, no, and then I realized it was out loud.
You didn't mean to say that out loud? Oh my God.
Oh fuck, I forgot what I said, like, oh shit, or something like that.
Oh,
You stay
man.
over there, I stay over here, and we'll
Travis
just
is
be
getting
sexy time
very
across the desk, right?
sexy
Yep.
time.
Naked eyes.
Did they
Naked
say
eyes.
that in the show? Because I said it a
I was
lot.
sitting closer to Matt.
I don't
to
remember
Mercer
any of
than
them
I
saying
ever
sexy
do.
time,
Like,
but
he
I was referring it
He was
Oh,
genuinely
yeah,
as
we
that.
watched
Was
each
right
other.
there.
We were like 2 arms lengths, so I could see like the glistening in his beautiful blue eyes, and there must have been a current because his hair was being all majestic and blowy.
Does that naturally.
Yeah.
Doesn't break the eye contact
He
either.
doesn't. He
keeps
doesn't
it the
blink
whole
either.
time.
He does that Michael Caine secret for acting where
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
locks on and doesn't blink. Michael Caine.
God, I love Michael Caine.
Has anyone seen Michael
Michael
Caine? Hey, Travis.
Is that from something?
Geralt
I
of boring
love
trivia.
Michael Caine.
Save
I don't know
us
what they're
from
talking
Brian's
about.
name pronunciations
Michael
with an answer to
Caine.
this question.
I feel like I gotta
Come
look that
on.
up because that's gotta be
Great. I
referencing
thought it was
something.
fantastic. Fajordi has shown
Michael
visible
Caine
discomfort
has
with
been in
flirtatious women
some
in
of my
the past.
favorite
What made him
movies
keep
since
his
before I was
cool
born.
in his conversation with Avantika.
And still, it still is.
The fact that he kept his cool is relative, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was enough shitty play from both Ford and myself over the past 2 weeks that I think we diagnosed that it was mostly from being too cautious, right? Trying to be too safe, trying not to make a stupid decision, not properly handling the new responsibility. When sometimes you just gotta say fuck it, like, and just jump
There you
in,
go.
right?
Right.
Jump in the stream and see where it takes you, and. You know, there was no.
It could have took him a little further, I
other
think,
way.
if
Plus,
he tried.
Plus,
But he dipped.
hearing Caduceus say like vanity, right? Play to her vanity. That was a good.
Took that advice to heart.
Yeah, that was a good note, right?
It was
and
a
it
good
worked.
note.
So
Caduceus
I think.
is juices.
What was the game where it was like you would put your hand on somebody in like middle school and
Oh yeah. Are you nervous?
are you
or
nervous?
something? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I felt like I was playing a game of Are You Nervous?
I kinda
with
know what
Mercer,
they're
'cause
talking
he
about.
would flirt, and then I would flirt, and then he would flirt. and
I've
then I
seen
would
it done
flirt.
before,
I was
but
like,
not often. That wasn't a big one where I came from.
I don't want to do this in front of 3,000 people.
Nope.
So what you're saying is you were nervous.
Yeah, just a little bit. I was down though. I was ready.
I don't recall a
was
whole lot of
committed
people. I know what they're
to
talking
wherever
about, but
that was going.
that was
and I told Mercer
a
afterwards
rare
when he
one
said,
in my neck of the woods.
"Then you'll need your rest." I wanted to be like, "Oh, thank God!
Yep,
Thank you,
yep,
sir.
yep.
Thank you so much. You're so kind."
Speaking of that part, Nicholas Alman says, "How do you feel about not getting laid by Matt? I mean, Avantika." I wanted to see you and Matt have to verbally
How do
act
you feel
out
about not
an
getting
entire
laid by
sex
Matt?
scene.
I
So
mean,
disappointed.
Avantika.
I feel like
Disappointed.
I'm
was
not
ready.
saying
I was
people
ready.
didn't get their money's worth that were there, but
I was ready. I'll tell you.
Live show.
I was
Travis.
I'll
ready.
tell you,
I was
felt like,
ready.
I felt like I was receiving the chi, the chi energy of chi, all of it, from everyone in the audience. That was the only reason that I was comfortable doing it. In the quiet of our own studio, it's far more awkward.
Oh,
but with
yeah,
that many
because
people
here-
like cheering you on, you're like, I am gonna
I
get
feel like it's
naked
even
and
more
nail
awkward when your
my
real wife is
fictional
watching
NPC right
and
here
it's
in front
one of your best
everybody.
friends. It's one of your
bad
best
enough when it's
friends
just
that is the
the
same sex as you.
7 other people.
When
Yeah,
you
and
are
just hear, like,
attracted to the opposite
Liam
sex,
nose
and
breathing,
your
2 people
wife
over.
is
He doesn't
part
nose
of it.
breathe. I nose breathe.
right.
It's a
But you
little
can
more
just, like,
awkward when
you
all
can
those
see the
things are
sheen from
aligned.
Sam's smile
If you were
as
like
he's enjoying
single
the awkwardness that's
and anything
unfolding.
goes, I feel like it'd be a
Sam's
lot
definitely a
more.
mouth breather.
Definitely mouth
Less, it
breather.
would be a lot
Ford-
less
Ford
awkward,
is so
let's say.
damn uncomfortable around with him.
Like if I was single
If you could
See?
pronounce,
and a
we
girl
could
was a
pronounce the
DM
word right,
and it's a
then
friend of
maybe-
mine,
I feel
who
like
we have that kind of
maybe they
relationship
need
with.
to do a medical study on the
I think
effects
it'd
of
be
your D&D
amazing,
character
but
on your
it's a
natural
lot
person
different.
because I definitely got slightly dumber after playing Grog for 2.5 years, and I am an awkward bumblefuck when I talk
got
about women.
dumber,
with
but I mean,
Ford. that may just
that
be
kind of
me.
makes sense.
That
No,
may just
if
be
you
me.
It is
live
just you, yeah.
Yeah.
a life
You're married to
as
like, the
a
most beautiful woman
unintelligent
ever.
I
character
know.
for a
Well, I
good
was
part
telling-
of your
I was telling
actual
Rachel
life,
outside, I was like,
you
I'm
might
not that
actually
smooth in
start
real life.
living
Don't
that
make
way.
me try and be smooth with my fantasy character. I don't know how to do it in the first place.
Like
your
he's
game
he's
is-
playing
you've been
Grog
out
at
of the
least
game for so
once a
long.
week
That's
for
true.
hours.
I'm so rusty.
Yeah.
Now you
I'm
go
so
out.
rusty.
And not to be
It might
shallow
actually
here, but
take
your
over
looks
your
are
real
so
personality
good that
without
you
even
haven't really
realizing
had to
it.
skate
You're
on a
really
lot
skating
of
by.
yeah. You haven't had to really rely on your personality very much in life because
I see. Yes, I have neglected my craft, my art.
You have
I need to
neglected
find the
yourself,
old
my
man
friend.
on the
You have
mountaintop,
only hurt yourself
carry
by these
buckets of water
choices.
up the steps and
well, I have some
recommit.
literature I could give you that'll help you.
Fantasia?
Some literature?
Yeah, I have some different erotic literature I could give you.
Is he just talking Fantasia? I think so.
Brian doesn't
I
share
just
that
want to know
stuff.
what one of the titles is.
They're all ebooks.
I apologize. I keep
Oh,
clearing
give
my
him a-
throat.
What's one of the titles?
Yeah, what's one?
It's one of those things where I
Wet
like
Wipe Express.
am congested and I can't clear myself
You
out.
don't use wet wipes?
After this, I'm going to like
Hey, Travis.
kill my soul,
McFly
and then I'll be all right.
9419 wants to know. McFly. Is Ford aware of Jester's jealousy around other women, or is he just
Good
oblivious
question.
to it?
We were talking about this in the live stream, and people were like, "Yeah, remember the jellyfish situation?" I went back and even rewatched
No, well,
it.
he's not.
But I
aware
still
of
feel
it,
like
right?
Jester
Because
is
he
just
wasn't in
so
the cabin for all of-
unpredictable. I
all
don't
of
know
that
what to
moment.
believe.
And she was trying to
even
play
when
it off,
she
and I think he's
seems real.
I think he's slightly oblivious. He got a little flash of it with the jellyfish, right? But otherwise, he hasn't seen any jealousy. I have to comment though about how terrible of a person my wife is. I told her
How funny is
last
this?
December
How
in campaign 1 that
terrible.
I was not about romance.
You guys said this in the
D&D.
live
Where-
stream.
In the characters that I am playing, I don't like it. It's too complicated. I'm not looking for it. And she was like, "You're saying you won't ever have a romance in our D&D game?" And I was like, "Never. Count on it. It's not happening. I'm just here to kill people and
Sinash's
get
pushing.
rich." And she was like, "I'm gonna romance you." And I was like, "No, you're not." She's like, "I am, and you're gonna fall for me, or you're gonna have to turn down your wife." And I was like, yeah, we'll see. And she's fucking doing it.
I'm gonna
You're
romance
not
you.
gonna be turning it down.
I
Speaking
get
of
what
that.
Ford's
was
saying
like,
because
I
I'm all
will
about
totally
the
shut you
action.
out in the cold. I will.
But
I will.
when you're
blockade
traveling
your
with
ass
people
quicker
and you got
than you can
downtime,
spell
I have no problem
parfait.
having a
And
hookup,
what does
having
she
a
do?
having a buddy,
She brings
like
jellyfish
a
and
romantic
tears.
buddy.
And tears into that shit. That's not fair.
No.
Actual wife tears is
Actual
a fucking
wife
knife in the
tears.
gut.
Tears.
You know what it is,
It would
though?
be so easy.
You did wait like 4 days to call her back.
Oh
and
my
then,
God.
You know,
It would be so
and then
never
easy.
hear the
Laura's
end of
given him an
this.
easy
Now-
in for the
now-
first time.
now-
I understand it's not what he wants.
Because I love
but
you.
it's a good way
I
to
called
get
her out
comfortable with
on
it. Go
2
outside
years
your
before
comfort
she
zone
told them about you.
and have a romantic relationship with your tiefling wife.
But yeah, I still think there's some revenge happening here.
She also wanted me to clarify because she was like, "It sounds like you ghosted me and blew me off." And she was like, "That was not how it went down." I was like,
Oh, boy.
"What are you talking about?" I was like, "I didn't call you for like weeks." And she goes,
I'm
"Yeah,
very
and then
curious
we
to see if
eventually
this is
went
gonna
out
be
again, but it was just a couple weeks." She was
usually
like,
like
"I wasn't
the
sweating
standard
it."
now.
I'm like, "Oh,
A one-on-one with Brian.
Okay,
It's interesting. It's a different
alright.
take
There
on
was a mutual thing.
things
Don't
because
be
you get like a real
misrepresenting
in-depth
and then
look
I
rather
had to
than
make dinner and
skipping
clean
back
house.
and forth, which I'm still
that
good
sounds
with.
Put that
about right.
together.
But I kind of dig this.
Vashta Mama asks,
Vashta Mama.
Which is more stressful, portraying Ford as
Vashta
a competent
Mama.
sailor or trying to figure out what to do in
Which-
Ford's visions?
I love it.
Oh
Vash.
God.
Tama. Is that something
Definitely
else?
professionally
Vash
trying to
ta-
know anything about sailing. Only
I almost feel like there's
because,
something in
people
there.
like Ashley and apparently Sam know a lot about sailing, and there are so
Well,
many
Sam
people.
owns several yachts. I'm not sure if a lot of people know
That
Sam.
name
he's
is
like
intriguing.
quite
I feel like
wealthy,
Yasha's in
right?
there,
Very
but
wealthy.
not.
I read about it on Reddit.
I saw that. Yeah,
Like
It almost looks
apparently
like
he's
Yasha
like
with the
super
Vashta.
rich. Yeah, like
crazy.
he's got a 7-digit phone number. That's how rich he is.
The sailing part is hard because I can't accurately, enact that sort of knowledge. I can't just like summon it, and it takes me a second. So I will never be as like quick and verbose as if I was like memorizing a line, right?
Right.
You can be a doctor, a sailor, any sort of profession as long as you can memorize the words that somebody else has written. It's far easier to look competent, right? You can see
Far
Russell
too
Crowe as that
easy.
commander and master commander and all that stuff. But when you're trying to make it up yourself and you haven't earned it, there's like there's no stores for it.
Right.
But fuck, are Matt's visions hard for me? They're so hard to figure out. Like, I'm totally playing it like a video game in my mind, right? The statue, blow it up. Oh, it worked. Okay, good. Blow it up.
Right.
Blow up the next one. Okay, it worked.
Then we
Empty
got to the
room
top.
with walls, and
The
or like a ceiling,
drained,
and a
water
couple inches of
drained.
water. Okay. I'm gonna like walk the border of the room. I don't see anything.
And then he went
I'm
to the
gonna summon
middle.
the sword and like touch the floor and.
Dude, that was legitimately confusing.
Point
Those
the-
visions are confusing.
There's so many.
Laura
There's
going
so
like,
many
you know,
things
put
you
your
could do, and
on
they're
the other side of the
very
table, and I was like,
fast
oh,
and
Harry Potter with
out
the
of nowhere.
pensieve. Hello.
Right?
There we go again.
As soon as she
Legit.
said that, I was like, oh my god, Ponsive.
Yeah, I would love to say that I could figure out every riddle, but that's just not my strength, man.
Right.
honestly, I
know.
love
There are
that
some
kind
people
of
that are
stuff.
really good at D&D.
I love riddles. I love problem solving.
Yeah,
I
those are
love
oftentimes
puzzles.
the most
like
difficult
put us
for
in a
me.
room, like that
feel
one
you.
room where we
I'm
had to go to
so-
the top
I love
and get the
puzzles.
crank,
Like, I really
and
love
then
puzzles.
yeah,
But
like
in
that kind of
D&D,
stuff.
I always
I
feel
used
like
to
I'm on the
love like
spot.
Return to
Yeah.
Orc.
You know, like it's one thing to
All
like
those
be in
weird
like an
games
escape
on the
room or like
computer.
doing puzzles with your friends or something like that. But I always feel like when I'm playing a character who's supposed to be good at them,
Yeah, it's tough.
it always makes it like way harder.
Plus, it's in your mind,
That's
right?
true
You're
too.
playing in a shared
I want to be on a
imagination
level
space. You're not
playing
actually
field. I don't want to
referencing
be
the
like,
same
well, you're good at
thing.
this,
Like,
so
there
it's
have
going to
been
be
a couple times afterwards I was
ridiculous.
like, I need you to draw me a map.
I
or
want
need
it to
you
be
draw
like,
the thing,
you know,
because I could just be thinking of it entirely wrong.
figure it
I
out
think I thought it was
relatively quickly on
like a couple inches of water, and I think it was a bit
emergency
more.
It was
thing.
like a couple feet, I think.
Yeah, like just above my ankles or something like
Right.
that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, there.
But you can study.
You can study, and you can
can
always
study,
you
you
can
can
always see if
learn.
there's a pigeon in the room. You know,
might be
I
a
was hoping-
pigeon in the
Best
room.
part.
I was
Make
hoping
you
it
look
was
for
pigeons.
pigeons.
Put your face in. Put your face in the
Somebody was cosplaying as the metagaming pigeon.
I saw that.
Stop it.
I just took a picture at the
It
autograph
had an
signing.
awesome
I will.
jacket on it. It was really,
I will tweet it
really
later.
dope.
I want to
Really
see it.
cool.
We'll tweet it later. I
Let's
got to
get
check
through
all
a few
these
more
things
before
out.
we do fan art.
yes.
Gutimus Prime.
Gutimus Prime.
I think so.
Gut.
What do you think
It
the
looks like
significance of
Gutimus.
the
Could
statues
be
of
Gutimus.
Sabian and
Gut-
Vandrin is? Did
Gutimus?
Ford
I think
regret
it's
destroying
Gutimus.
his former mentor or father figure?
Like Gluteus
You
Maximus.
know, I didn't even
Gutimus
think about that
Prime.
until the next morning.
Sorry,
I
I
was
keep
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I was
inhaling.
just trying to get
My
through
nose
it.
is
but,
running.
Blowing up Sabian obviously made
I'm
sense.
not sick or anything.
Then
I
seeing the
drank
statue
so
of
many
Vandrin
beverages.
was
I
confusing,
think
but I
I'm
was
like liquid.
if I try and blow it up and it doesn't work, then obviously there's something else to this. But it worked also. So I was like, oh, it's
I
just
chugged,
another
like,
barrier.
2
And not until
coffees,
the
2
next
waters.
morning, and when I
Haven't
didn't
had
have
liquor yet.
as much Jameson as I could possibly put into my system coursing through me.
I say
that
liquor,
I say,
and
like,
they mention
well, wait a minute,
Jameson
it's saying that I have
immediately.
to
Whiskey.
find Sabian and destroy him, and also find Vandrin, who is still alive? And destroy him. Why would I need to do that? But coupled with the revelation that she's only seen one other
I
that was
assume
chosen,
Vander is still
I
alive.
can only assume that she's talking about Vandrin, maybe,
Yeah.
and that'll obviously be something I have to seek out. But Vandrin's very important to Ford. He's very,
I'd be shocked if Vandrin isn't
as
around.
close to a father figure as he's ever had. So
The visions and
I don't
everything.
really know how
I think
that's gonna go.
Vandrin
Let's just hope that it
has a
was
sphere too, possibly.
not
I think there
carefully
might be
thought out by
many
Mercer.
sphere
It doesn't
people,
have
even
a
though
lot of meaning,
Avantika
which
says
there's absolutely
there
zero
are
chance of.
few
Odds
and
of
far
that are
between,
pretty
aka
low,
her and
yeah.
Ford, possibly one other before us.
It's like a.
Maybe he kicked puppies or something, and I just don't know about it.
It could
It'll
be.
make it easier.
It could be.
He's a puppy
Classic
kicker.
turnaround for a D&D villain.
Old puppy kicker.
Thought he was my father mentor.
He's a puppy
Found
kicker.
out
Kicks puppies.
that guy kicks dogs.
Puppies.
damn.
Puppies.
Find a new.
Way worse if you kick puppies.
Critical Schluck wants to know, was Ford's slip up in his accent after waking on purpose or just you
That's big.
readjusting?
What part was that?
Yeah,
Whenever
kinda,
you woke up from the dream,
What?
asshole.
Oh,
I
he's
can never tell
smiling.
when you're
Travis is smiling. I was like,
kicking
what?
a fucking-
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, don't answer that then.
We had a lot of technical issues, Brian.
Oh, that's true. I remember the guy.
See,
said
you
that at the
guys
beginning
said,
of the show.
remember
Yeah,
that.
So, yeah, I think.
It's good you
Just
did
Meg,
because honestly, I would not
93
even know what they're talking about right now.
asks,
You guys
"You
were like,
started to
remember
react
that
to
he
learning
changed
that
his
Caleb
accent.
heard and
I
saw the
noticed
entire
it,
one-on-one
but I wrote
quite
it off to what the other
intensely before
people
Liam
said. I thought
clarified
he
it
just
was out of character.
broke
How
character
does
accidentally
Ford
or
feel
something
about
like
the fact
that.
that Caleb witnessed
A lot
the
of people
entire
must have
exchange?
because they asked the question.
One of my favorite parts of that episode by far.
I think.
Caleb witnessing the entire thing. I
I
heard the
think, like
question.
a lot of people, if no one is watching, you are far freer to
Oh, yeah.
experiment or take a risk or just try something, and there's no one to keep you accountable for it if it goes, fucking south.
Yeah, you just
Tits
deny.
up,
deny.
tits up, as
You
Art
either
Squeak
just
says.
deny, I don't know what
Yes.
they're
That-
talking
that
about,
went tits
or
up, didn't it?
you just do it to
Jolly
somebody
old
that you'll never
London
talk to
town
again
accent.
if things
Yeah.
go wrong.
He's not in
Uruguay?
Sweden. He's in Uruguay.
That's right.
Yeah. You can tell from the. Oh fuck, he's not here anymore. Anyway, when something goes tits up.
Right, and I think even though it went well, not that it was like an encroachment on his privacy or anything like that. I think he was just like, bitch, you're not supposed to be watching. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know how much I was sweating in there? I can't. It was one of those things where it's like, I can't be thinking about you watching me, man. I cannot go when you're watching.
I can't go when you're watching, right?
I think it was more of that, of like, if you weren't aware, I'm already real uncomfortable about doing this. I'm going to need you to just make sure the door's closed.
Right.
Hey, as long as the other person
more of that.
doesn't
Like when I have to take my P test with my PO.
extreme fun of you about it.
And
Like
he's always
you
just-
don't want people ripping on
always
you.
just standing
Like,
right in
oh,
front of me
dude,
and
you
then
look
they
so
want you to go in the cup.
awkward.
Yep.
You're a loser. You don't want that stuff.
In the Del Taco cup, and I'm always like, are you sure we're using these for medical? Hey guys, our next giveaway is fan art of the week.
Fan art of the week. What do we got here? The gift was good. I appreciate the gift. Whether or not it was intentional to look like a video game, it made me feel.
This week's fan art winner for episode 37 was sent in by Max
Sentimental
Beach,
about my past.
aka at M Beach Creative. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
What?
Did you see this one?
No.
That
So
I
many,
dig.
It's hard to,
Little baby ruin and leaves very little time to scour the.
I don't know if
internet.
those are
Fuck, that's
tentacles
awesome.
with double eyes. That is awesome.
Did he draw those clouds, or is that a photo?
That is drawn.
Are those like photos in the back?
I think they probably drew it.
Look at the way
that's
Ford
really
looks too with the
fucking good.
blade.
It's art, Travis.
That is good.
I don't know.
Tops.
Look how good the clouds
Top
are.
10.
Sometimes you can
Right
like,
there,
have
top
a-
He
10.
didn't draw
Look at
this
even the
on
way
a
the
picture
water.
that someone took of a bunch of
It's
clouds.
like coming out of the
Why not?
water,
You
even
don't
though the
know,
water's
right?
kicking
I
off.
don't-
Be very clever.
What exactly is it
Like a
though?
picture of
Is it a
clouds and then
tentacle with
augment the
two
art to
eyes,
make it
or
look
is it a ring?
really cool.
Like it
Have you ever
almost
been
looks
to
like
New
it's a
York?
circular
I
ring
literally
with two eyes.
just came back from there.
That's a good
hours
one.
ago.
Dig
Well,
it,
that
top
happened in
10.
New York.
That's a cool hat, man.
I'd have to see them all
Appreciate
side by
it.
side at this point
What's it
because
say?
Pretty dope.
there's
Oh,
at
that's cool.
least
Yeah.
10 that I probably
All right,
very
well,
much enjoy.
Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Max.
Submitted.
Not you. You have won this Lacewood tabletop
My
dice tray
God.
from our friends at Wormwood
I
Gaming.
want it now.
Smells good,
It
Brian.
does, dude. It smells good.
real good.
I really like the Lacewood.
Look at Travis's hair coming out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is like. I love how you showed up.
I don't know
looking
what that
like
was, but that
you
was
were about
hilarious.
to- like you're in
Ford
college.
down to the corner
like
for
turned
milk.
into
Yes,
some
You're in
other
college,
character
and then you
or
were just
creature.
like, yeah, I guess I'll go.
That was
meet
pretty
my
funny,
buddies
though.
at
Yep.
Shakey's Pizza
I-
for a
I
minute.
enjoyed
This
it.
shirt came in, by the way, like months ago, near the beginning of the campaign, and I was moving stuff, and I found it, and I was like, I gotta wear that.
Did we confirm that that is from? It's
Yeah.
got to be from Jordan, right?
Yeah, from Dread Singles.
Dread
Soft.
Singles.
It's really soft.
Dread singles. What is that?
Um,
I don't know what that
You're
is.
welcome. No, I'm saying that on behalf
Dread
of him because
Singles.
I'm actually him and Pullout King. Guys,
Pull out king.
you can submit
Ours
by sending
queef.
your
Pull
gift
out
and
king.
fan art to submit at talksmaggia.com.
We haven't seen the
Rules
Pullout
for our
King in a
contests are
while.
available on critroll.com until we get some shit
It's had to
figured
been
out,
like months.
or they change the thing or whatever.
Ours queef has come up
Giveaways
several
are sadly
times.
still limited to just U.S. and Canada minus Quebec.
Yep.
Somebody came up to me at the autograph signing, this sweet young lady, and she was like, I just want you to know that I'm from Quebec, and I don't appreciate, she was fucking with me, but
really?
I got scared shitless.
That's so
I was like,
good.
we're joking. I even made an apology tweet about that.
She
And
got
she was like,
Brian.
I'm just fucking with you, dude. Calm down. You
That's
dumb shit."
amazing.
It was
You
hilarious.
dumb
for
shit.
that
I'm just
woman.
Yep. Daily Twin 2 has a question for you.
Daily
Travis.
Twin 2. Let's do it.
Danny, there's not enough of these for me. Just kidding.
Yeah, about that.
I don't care.
Brian, why did you find it necessary to wear the slickest suit I've ever seen when everyone else was dressing up like pirates?
Oh, well, that
I'm
was.
surprised Brian didn't
I
take
was
advantage of the
panicking 'cause I was
pirate
going to do a backup.
costumes.
I was going to do one
would've
of the
thought Brian
other
would've
ones
came
that I
out
wore on the
decked
video
out.
we did with Taliesin,
Yeah.
the sort of undead suit thing with the top hat.
Right, yeah.
Like the hobo whatever suit. But
The hobo.
that
whatever
one's
suit. I want that to
really
be the name.
fragile. And like
Doesn't
it's
travel
it's
well.
no, and it's in pieces. And
I just realized
felt-
they got a Castle
I just didn't feel
Grayskull
right
up
about
there.
it. So
When
I was
did
like,
that
you know what,
come
we're in
into
New
the
York.
picture? Have I seen that?
I'm
I
gonna
might have
class
said
it up
before.
a little bit, and
I
then
have
of
multiple
course
Castle
Taliesin shows
Grayskulls.
up with the
I
eyeliner.
wanna buy
and
you
he's like
Eternia.
passing it around to everyone.
One of
you
the
know.
rarest
You look
80s
amazing.
toys.
Well, Ashley did the eyeliner.
Yeah, you
and
look
then,
like a representative from below, the below places.
I
That's
look
like a different
an
Castle
extra
Grayskull,
from
though. That's
Blade
not like an
Trinity.
original.
Yeah. Ed,
Constantine.
Ed Lopez, one of the guys who works with us, at Ed Lopez on Twitter. Blade 3, his favorite fucking movie.
No
of all time.
way. No way.
Yes.
That's the worst of the
This is
three.
what he said the other day. He goes, he's
It's
like
not
dead serious, you know,
bad.
'cause
I
like
don't
Chris
think it's
Lock gave
horrible.
Iron Man 2.
But it's by
Best
far
movie
the
of all
worst of the
time, he
three.
says. Ed, I don't know why we hired these people. Ed, Blade Trinity. He goes, Ryan Reynolds' performance in that movie, the only one he did better was the first time he did Deadpool. And I'm like, are you out of your goddamn
What?
mind? You can't tell anyone this.
think he was
Dude, that's
transfixed
like
by
the
the
craziest
Reynolds
statement. That is
abs
one of the
because, well, his
craziest
performance
statements
was
I've ever heard.
CGI, though.
Clearly, the best performance.
Those
in
are
Blade
two
3
of the
was
worst. I mean, they're
Goldberg.
guilty
Wasn't it
pleasure kind of
Goldberg, the
movies, but they're
wrestler?
two
Was
bad
also
movies.
in it?
I think so.
They're like guilty pleasure you'll watch
talking
on a
about?
rainy day
Seen
if
Blade
they're
3,
on
I'm sorry,
TV.
guys.
John
No one ever
Constantine.
says,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
watch Blade
John
3 or the
Constantine is
original
like in the, he's the whole
Deadpool.
third act
The
of movie,
Wolverine.
Danny.
The Wolverine.
That was the first time. That
Or was that
people were
Wolverine
like, oh,
Origins?
Ryan
That was
Reynolds
Wolverine
fucking hard.
Origins.
Yeah.
The Wolverine was
And
good.
then- yeah, and then
I like the
Jessica
Wolverine.
Biel, TV's
Jessica
you
Biel,
know,
she
from
was gorgeous.
5
Ryan Reynolds
Parties
was
of
shredded.
7.
I gotta say, the part with the
7
dog,
Heaven.
Ryan Reynolds with the
What
dog
happened?
is the best part
was a
of the
lot.
movie. And it's
That was a
great.
lot, you guys.
Ryan Reynolds is
The
great.
fucking man, right?
Water.
It's the worst Blade
Travis,
movie.
stumble
Blade
your way
2,
through
I think,
the
is the
answer to
best.
this question
Blade
by
1 is
Daily
terrific,
22.
don't get me wrong.
Why did Ford
But I love
lie
the
about his
theme
dream despite
Night
telling the
Stalkers.
rest of the 9 about the previous ones the night before?
To buy some time.
To buy some
To
time.
buy some time. Yeah, it was such an overwhelming
Blade
thing.
2
even I hadn't had time to
I
process
did a top
how
10
I
comic book movies.
felt
I think
about
it was in my
So
top 10.
To be in there and
It was
have
years ago.
Caleb just immediately go like,
On the channel.
or no, not in the cabin, but wake up in that same way, going like,
Right.
and having everybody go like, did you have a dream? I hadn't processed it yet, so I just wanted a little more time to figure out how I felt about it. Plus, I mean, I think they're trying to be honest with each other and they're trying to be cohesive, but it doesn't mean you have to share everything all of the time.
No.
Right?
No, definitely not.
Especially when it doesn't really affect anyone immediately. I'm sure they would argue that it does, since he's barfing up salt water and absorbing things into his body and voring swords like a dumbass. But
What you had to do.
yeah, do what you had to do. But it's just a dream, right? And as long as there were no Ender's Game type consequences to actually like smashing ships on
Oh
some
my
sort of
God.
shore,
How
then,
crazy would that have been?
no harm, no
I
foul.
literally
Right.
saw Ender's Game for the first
We
time
only
about a
have time
year
for a few
ago.
more.
I had to watch
This
it on
one I really wanted
Patreon
to get to.
as a
Another question
request
about
from a
Jester. This
patron
is from
member.
Ty Guy 8.
Crazy
on an earlier
ending.
Talks
It's on
episode,
Patreon
thanks for
in
watching,
full.
You said Ford hadn't ever lied to Jester, but in the most recent episode, he did lie to Jester about having another dream and about his accent. Did he do that because the others were there? If it would have just been her, would he have told her the truth?
Yes.
A dead
Yeah.
man behind me.
So he was just
Jester knows.
doing a blanket.
Jester knows a little bit more about Ford than
Anybody.
I think some people have realized, and I think more than she's let on to the group.
Oh, wow.
Definitely,
but-
because I didn't think that. So the fact that I didn't pick up on it
I think
means
I think
it
that's
couldn't have been a
safe way to
thing
say it.
because
she,
I see everything.
she knows some things,
I'm
and
the
I think she also
all-knowing,
doesn't care about certain things
all-powerful
that
eye.
others in the group care about because of that knowledge. So yeah, just one of those things that you just have to see if it comes about ever. Might not. I don't know.
Might not.
Look at his
Might
face.
not. I don't know. Something a lot of people ask about this Just 10. Do you think there's a
This
connection
Just
between
10.
Ford's patron and Molly
like that.
Lucian, or do you think
Good
the
one.
possible connection between the spheres and Molly's tattoos is just a coincidence? What were you / Ford thinking?
See,
when that
I
came
can't
up at the live
imagine
show?
it has a direct connection, but it
Well,
might, because why even bring it
I
up?
just couldn't help thinking. I mean, Taliesin had talked about his tattoos.
Like
and he
it
had said,
came
you
up
know,
too much
He had said
for it
each
not
one of
to,
them
I feel like.
has
Unless it's just a
significance.
misdirect.
And he had mentioned that several times and given us like a wink and a little coy smile. And so it's always kind of bothered me that Molly is gone, or at least not with us right now. And it's like the President's Book of Secrets. Like, you want to know what each one of those things meant, what was the significance, and what did it lead to. And then in just thinking about like the neck tattoo and the ones that he talked about on his hands, where the peacock feathers were, that circle that's in the feathers also kind of looks like an eye. And when I said it, I was looking at Taliesin, and Taliesin has a great poker face, but also in front of 3,000 people, sometimes that can break a little bit. And I thought I saw something in it when I said it, like a double break, or a
know
look
what he's
away,
talking
or
about.
a down, or something.
I
and
know
then
what he's talking about.
paused.
There was a
I
look
thought it
in
was
Talzin's
nothing.
face at some point,
And
maybe
Matt
twice,
was far more stoic.
where I was like,
you know,
he's
he even
showing
said, like,
something.
No, you don't recognize
But it could have
anything.
been
So I was like, oh, that
Talzin's
shut down.
acting.
Or
Like,
did I actually
is
just
it
land on
something? But it
and,
really isn't. It
you
could have
know,
been
we're
that.
not ready for that yet. So I don't know.
That's why I'm like
I don't
torn,
think
because
Molly or Lucian
I
has anything
used to
do
play
with
poker all the
Ford's
time, and you try
patron,
to
but
throw your
also
people off when you're
Molly didn't
really
know who
good
he
at
was.
poker.
Right.
So
Like, it
it's
goes
hard to
beyond having a poker
not
face.
connect
Sometimes
that
you
to every
show
little- yeah,
a
I'm
fake
switchboard
face
operator.
because you
I'm
know
trying
people are
that
looking
peg
for
every
you.
single time.
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah, so I think maybe the tattoos, if Molly is as well traveled as I think he was, and if each one of those tattoos maybe represents a deity or a certain following or a certain
I think
life
Molly
of his.
tapped into a lot
I think
of
there's a
different
pretty good
things,
chance
and we're
that,
never going to know exactly.
I mean, shit, we'll keep it the Harry Potter references. Maybe I need to go open up Dumbledore's grave to get that Elder Wand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Look at Brian.
Slytherin for
Brian.
life. Keep it real.
Paula.
Max is.
I'm
not
with
having
Brian.
it, hates Harry Potter.
Hufflepuff.
Calls it childish. Childish.
Do you really, Max?
Yeah.
Are we going to come to blows after this?
Yet he tells me his favorite movie, Percy Jackson and the Lightning.
The dude JB, the dude JB said, well, you didn't say that's your favorite movie.
No offense to you.
You said
if
Percy
you
Jackson's
like
your
Percy
favorite.
Jackson and
Nothing
the
against
Lightning
you.
Thief.
No
I think they're
offense at
good.
all.
I just think it's funny they
Just
mentioned Percy Jackson.
Next
I
question is from.
have seen
this
all the Harry
person
Potter movies
Had tweeted me
at
or
least
something.
once.
I saw on Tumblr or
Most of
something
them
that I
I've only
pronounced it
seen
wrong
once
last
though.
time. It's
never really
Carnot
connected
lesbian.
with me. I don't
Not
think they're
Carnot
bad.
lesbian. I said.
I saw them all and I was like,
Early
good
on,
show.
Ford
Oh,
threatened
chap.
Caleb
And then I
for
never saw
putting
them
the
again.
group at risk to
Nothing
further
against
his own
them,
personal
just didn't
goals. How
trigger
does
with
Ford
me.
feel now
Trigger
that the
sounds
group
bad,
is in
but
a
it didn't-
precarious situation due to his own
didn't-
quest, especially given his continued avoidance of Caleb's questions?
Yes. Yeah, man. Fucking great question.
It's a great one.
Yeah, that made me grin. He doesn't like it, right? Like, he felt super responsible for Molly even when they were abducted. He feels responsible for the whole ship
but they
fiasco.
did it.
I think
They made
he
a
has
choice.
a huge guilt complex, and he's never had any real responsibility. And I think he is shying away from it. I still don't even think he's comfortable in that position.
I think
position of
if
people calling him
anything,
captain and stuff like that. He wants.
he
to,
was one
he
of the
really
last
wants
ones to
blend
wanna
He
be
doesn't
in the
want people
position
to
they're
look
in.
to him for those things.
They kinda just-
just because he's never been in
just
that
happened.
place. I just don't think he knows if he would be any good at it. Knowing now that these things are happening, if he wants to learn more about them, it might put the group at risk, or there might be a cost. That's definitely playing out in my mind. How much do you want to know if it costs a little bit on the side, right? Might not hurt anybody, but maybe it will. And I guess it's just
Anything
going to come
we
down
do
to who
is
he
gonna be
really and
risk
what
involved.
he really is.
I think everyone is
looking for in all
loving
this. Because if
what
he's
we're
really
doing
just trying to find
and
the
wanting
people
to
that
know
hurt
more.
him and took from him, he doesn't really need all of this other stuff. But that other stuff is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
Just saying.
I'm really excited to see where it goes. I like that.
Oh, he put down the pad. That might be
you're
the
playing
last
a character
question.
that's getting so much
The
time
pad is down.
and
Not the pad.
to really
Well, I
dive
guess
into
it's
right
an
now.
iPad.
I love
Yeah,
it. I
notebook,
love it.
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like an
I know
iPad.
it's a lot, but it's
I
still
prefer
fun.
being like reactionary, right? I just like I like when other people take the risks and you can comment on it. You don't get any of the social media shit. Not that I ever see it, but just because I don't look.
That's what
a
I
little
said.
busy with the baby.
Yeah, and it's just easy to be funny and make commentary on other people's actions and stuff. When you're actually having to drive and affect and change things first, it was just a totally different experience. And last Thursday was amazing. We will see if it carries over into our quiet, solemn studio space, and if we can continue.
Well, we
to
already
not,
saw it did. We're a good hour
fuck up
in.
simple boats.
As
and
soon as
kill
I'm done with
people
this, I'm going to edit this up
unnecessarily.
and jump into part one,
Yep.
which is
Well,
an hour
You can do it. Oh, God.
and 7 or 8 minutes into the actual episode.
It's already FaceTime?
It's an
Sam
hour
Riegel did.
from
Hold on,
Matt
calling him back.
Mercer's introduction,
you
which
get a
is
limited
7 or
window.
8 minutes into the episode. So I'm going to start that
There's
after
no way.
this. Look at this.
He did 4 minutes ago. He called in.
Look at this. Oh, you should have picked
I'm
up. How
trying it right
dare
now.
you?
Do it.
Are we going to
It's
get
worth
him?
it.
God, his picture I have on my
You should
phone
just hold
is
it up to
so
the fish, though.
gross.
He's not gonna answer, I bet.
He probably won't, because he's probably like, oh, there he is.
What's happening?
Did you get him?
What's happening? I'm showing
Sam Riegel.
you're live on the internet right now.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Travis.
Hey, pal.
Hey, I wanted to call into your show to wish myself a happy birthday.
We already did. We already wished you a
I
happy.
can't hear you.
Yeah, you can. We already wished you a happy birthday earlier.
I can't hear you. Yes, you
should
can.
really watch the
Okay.
show sometime, man.
I don't want to break the trend.
Yeah. What did you end up doing for your birthday? It looks like you're in some sort of a sweat lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hot in here.
It does look like he's in like a sauna
Yeah,
or
you're
something.
already
He's in
getting
one
a
of those
farmer
paneled
tan.
Yeah,
rooms.
we heard kids yelling and screaming. Are you?
I think he's
Yeah,
just in
what are
his
you doing?
basement.
Are you in the hallway of a Best Western in Chino Hills?
I went to a kid's six-year-old kid's birthday party. I'm gonna piggyback off of his.
Fuck that kid. It's your
Did
birthday.
you steal some of his presents and
But they
cake?
have a clown.
You had a joint birthday party with a 6-year-old?
Yeah, his name's Trevor. He's really cool.
I went to a 6-year-old's
Wow. Well, I'm
birthday
glad to see you're
party
making
on my
friends at long
birthday, but
last.
there was a clown.
Happy birthday, man. I can't believe, I mean, you can tell kind of by the beard, but I can't believe you're 50. Yeah, wish Sam
How
a
old
happy
is Sam
birthday with
in this
Sweet
video?
50 on hashtag Sam Regal's.
Yes.
I
Sam
wonder how
Regal's
old he
Sweet
is. My
50
guess
on
is
Twitter.
maybe 40.
I can't wait to see it.
I know they're
Rest
around
of
my
your
age,
show.
It's
and I
over,
just
but
turned
thank you.
41, but it
ends
also
at 8.
is
You've
3
never
years
seen it,
after
but it ends
this.
at 8.
He could be like
Say bye
right
to
around
Travis.
that. The fact that I didn't see the beginning, they probably
Bye.
said how
Oh,
old
God,
he
it's
actually
it got
turned.
frozen on the worst
But
face
the fact
imaginable.
that Brian
Well,
said
that's all
50,
the
I feel like
time
he
we
added
have
10
for tonight,
years.
folks. Stick around for Talks Machina Under the Sea. I would
Talks
like to
Machina
thank
Under the Sea.
all of my guests tonight.
The enchantment
but
under
mostly
the sea
you,
dance.
Travis. Your answers,
That's what
I
it
felt
looks
like
like.
were better than everybody else's. Yep. Critical Role
Love
episode
it.
38 airs this week.
Already started it.
Same place, same time as usual. Till then, don't forget to love each other. And don't worry, it's almost Thursday.
Stay turned.
Stay tuned, my friends.
Well, that might have been the most abrupt ending Brian has ever had. Usually there's like some jokes and they zoom out and they show the people on the couch. In this case, there's just Travis in the chair. But he was like, all right, stay turned. Boom. It just went to darkness. I don't know if that's because there's only one person. I also don't know if this is going to be the standard now. I guess we'll know very soon because I'm going to jump right into episode 38. We're going to have that finished up by Friday, and we're going to start episode 39 on Friday. So being as that is the case, I might actually do Talks Machina earlier that Friday, get it out to you guys in the afternoon, and then we'll have the live stream that night. I'm going to have to do it a little differently this week because if I waited till Saturday, we'll already be halfway through episode 39. And since we're starting it on Friday, I could definitely jump into Talks Machina to get an early start on it. We also won't need episode 39 on Saturday because we won't be done with it yet. So things are going to change up a little bit. I'm curious though, first off, even though I didn't watch the beginning for you guys, I'm going to go back at some point later tonight and rewatch the beginning of this and rewatch the intro to the live episode where they did it before everybody. I got to see Momlin. There's been too many references and people have mentioned it too many times that I need to know, to the point where they just did the GIF of the week, which was interesting. Let me know if it was intentionally trying to look like an old school computer game. It looked so much like things I used to play back in like the mid to late 90s, I feel like, where they have like very choppy things going on and it says what you're doing. And I didn't realize till the end that was Momlin, which is Sam Riegel's mother, Scanlan's mother, Momlin. I want to see when she said it to Matt Mercer, what time is it? I want to see how she did it, if she's got a delivery like Sam Riegel, because I feel like having a kid like Sam, she is used to insanity and ridiculousness. So I feel like she would have a very good delivery and played off very well with Matt Mercer. And the fact that they brought it up, I feel like it was golden. So I got to go back. I got to see that. But I enjoy everything that was asked to Ford. I feel like almost every episode has someone who the episode focuses around. One person specifically, more so as we get deeper in than earlier in. Like in the beginning, it almost made sense to have multiple people on because we're learning everything about all the characters all at once. But now we are specifically on Ford's journey. We asked a bunch of questions like, how do you feel that everyone's in danger and on this ship and facing all these things based on your backstory? But in all honesty, Ford didn't make them do this. It all kind of just unraveled on the docks and we jumped the ship. I feel like if anything, Ford was the last one who wanted to do any part of this. And we could have backtracked several times, but as a group, we've decided it. I feel like no one's gonna put any blame on Ford if there was any blame to be put on anybody, because we all decided as a group. I feel like people want to know what's going on. If anything, Ford is super mysterious and it's very intriguing. And if we can get Ford to the promised land and have it figured out what the heck he's all about beyond what we already know, backstories of other characters could greatly advance. The maximum power that we just saw in his dream, we could probably easily conquer other things, or I don't know. I just feel like knowing how powerful Ford could be, I don't think anybody else, maybe Yasha with the Storm Lord or Caleb with his wizardry. I mean, everybody probably has potential to be something great, but I feel like right now Ford on the surface looks like he has the potential to be the most powerful of all of us. So let's get him there first so he can help us get to where we need to be. And maybe we'll all be that guy in the end, or that girl. We're going to jump into part 1 of episode 38. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest. These have the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Critical Role. Dozens of other shows, hundreds of hours of episode seasons ahead of what you're seeing on YouTube. Go check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.